You're watching Main Character Energy with Kai and Anj. I'm Anjali Kirpalani.
I'm Kainas.
And today we have a guest who's done multiple things because I think we have also done multiple things, so we end up attracting similar guests. So we have Kanika Wadhwa in studio today. She's an actress, she's an entrepreneur, she is an influencer, a public speaker.
And so many other things which she has to tell us about.
The rest she'll tell us. And of course she's also a very spiritual person, which is what we had connected on. So we're going to get all into all of that. And before we start, we also need to thank our sponsors. So we have to thank Afri House,
Scented Journeys
and
Mavi's Pantry.
Yes, so we have lots of people to thank, and we'll keep doing that throughout the episode as well. And let's get right into it. So welcome, Kanika.
Thank you, Anjali. Thank you, Kainas. It's so kind of you guys to say all these wonderful things. I was like, wow, they're introducing me? Thank you. You guys are too kind.
Yeah. So, tell us. Now, you've actually lived in Canada for, I think, many years, and then you moved to India. So tell us about your journey. What has it been like?
So I actually recently moved to Mumbai a year and a half ago, I think almost 2 years. And I lived in Canada for about 20 years, so 2 decades. And I've always wanted to be in Mumbai because I feel like it's such a creative hub and there's a lot of opportunities for artists and creatives, and I want to explore that. So I was like, you know what, this is it. I'm just gonna go and see what's out there and offer my best foot forward, and let's see where God takes me.
Yeah, and I think it's so brave to just to take the step, right? Like when you're familiar with one, because there's so many people who want to take that leap, and then it's like there's always this fear which holds you back, because it's not easy to start in a new city, right? And especially after a certain point. I think when you're like in your early 20s, you're like, oh yeah, I can do whatever. But as you get older, you get more comfortable in life.
You're right, and I love that you brought it up that after a certain time, a lot of people find it's limiting to kind of start from scratch or start in a different part of the world. But I almost feel like women, especially in their late 30s, and I don't know if you guys would resonate, women in their late 30s and early 40s are in such prime of their life, because we're not altering ourselves. We know who we are. We are not kind of, tiptoeing around our life. We have made peace with who exactly we are, and we've cut out the crap in the journey. We've seen the real face of, we've seen adversity, we've seen challenges, we've seen marriages, and most of us have seen children, and we've been in relationships. And I think that's a beautiful part of a woman's life where she's like, okay, I embrace who I am, this is who I am, and I am in my best glory, and only good things will happen to me. So when you come with that mindset, I think you're not coming with a limiting belief. You're coming with like, okay, let's see what the world has to offer.
Yeah. But something must have shaped you and brought you to this point, right? That's what, because there are so many things. I feel like unless you face certain kind of challenges, failures, we can never really tune into ourselves and to really make peace with all these things that you just said. Because we've all gone through all these things, right?
I think that's where Anjali and I bonded, because we really got into like the depth of life and the painful part of like why certain things happen to us, whether it's betrayal, whether it's failure or loss or grief, and we were talking about it, and I think we got to this beautiful realization that pain is actually our friend. In spiritual world, we always look at pain as a potential and an opportunity to evolve into better things, because once we hit that threshold of pain, then we really get to know like, okay, wow, if we can get through this, there's only good things to come, right? So a lot of people look at pain like, okay, when is this going to be over? But I think in that time you really learn and dwell about your own soul. So.
And also others, right? You kind of know, you can actually know who are the ones who stand by you, who are the ones who really support you, and who will leave the boat, right?
And people leave the boat, they leave the boat. And you're like, okay, see ya.
And that's also part of the journey.
Nice knowing you.
But it's true though, right? Why would you want to drag them in your life when you know that they're just there for the fluff?
Baggage.
No, but that's what I want to talk to you, because when we met as well, like you just have this like calm aura, which I think comes from like spirituality, right? And so you are, and you said that that's something you believe in, and so tell us about like your spiritual kind of journey. What do you do? Do you practice?
Anjali, I think the other thing that I resonated with you, and now you as well, I think you both have this beautiful childlike quality where you're like laughing and there's a spark, and I think this is one of the reasons why you started this, because you wanted to share share this with the world, and I think you have a beautiful platform. But it's like I'm also very hyper, and I want to get 10 things done in a day, and I feel like there's you can, the world is your oyster, you can conquer everything. But then I think when you connect with yourself, and when I say yourself, like your body, like your hands, your anything and everything that sort of you use for any kind of work, like a small example, like I always grew up thinking that I don't have pretty hands, and then it's just like silly things, like women think like certain things that, oh, I don't have this is not in perfect shape. And I started like telling my hands, I'm like, I have beautiful hands. I'm like, hands, you're beautiful. Like I would just say that, and my whole perspective changed, and I can actually shut someone down if someone calls me that, oh, you don't have pretty hands, because I've literally changed the narrative. So I think the whole dialogue that you have with yourself sort of grounds you, takes you back to your own self. Like, when you're born, when you're newborn, you're beautiful. No one says that, oh, that baby is not pretty, right, or beautiful. So think if you really got to that prime state of mind and soul, like you're really like that soul. So how can you call yourself that?
But this is no, not to interrupt you, but I think that's the thing that women are guilty of, right? We'll constantly like find these flaws in ourselves, and we'll be like, oh, I don't have smooth skin, and like that girl has this, and I don't have this, and but people don't. She's the other end.
Let's call her out right now. Why did you say that?
No, ask her.
She's the other end of the spectrum. She's the Delulu end. She's like, I'm amazing. Like
I love that.
But it's good.
Love that.
I'm like, I've always said, like, of course we'll get. She's like, but what the hell are you
there's a saying, what you think is what you create.
Correct.
Right? So a lot of it, like one of my spiritual masters, Joe Dispenza, I follow him, and a lot of his work is to, like, if you tell a certain thing to your brain actually registers it, and you start to reflect that in your life. So it's a part of the manifestation. It's a whatever you want to call it. Like, I'm beautiful, I'm powerful, I am. Whatever part of life you resonate and you want to attract, you say that, you feel that, you vision that, you sleep with it, you wake up with it, and it starts to happen. So that's why they say dialogue and your subconscious, what you feel, and what you're also fed. So I think a lot of guilt and a lot of limiting beliefs that women and men have is also conditioning.
Yes, I think what you're fed also, because someone says something to you and that pokes you for a long time.
And that triggers you because like, oh and I was young, I was told this, so maybe it's true. But it's not. Like, everybody's human.
No, I've been body shamed like forever in school. I was like everywhere in school, wherever I was, I was obviously a plump but I think, I don't know, somewhere my grandmom and a couple of people who really, my first boyfriend, they just lifted me up. They said, you're the most gorgeous person, you're beautiful, you're princess. And I started believing that, of course, then I lost weight, joined the airlines, all that. But still, in my mind, I think I just broke, I was so sad those days. I think something happened, it flipped, I just flipped the script for myself.
I love that.
And now I'm delusional.
No, and that's but it's good. But the thing is that
it's so powerful that you found that one person or two people who so really saw you for who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
And the whole external, I mean, yes, external things matter, how you take care of yourself, but body shaming is such a, like, it's such a, I would say, undignified way of looking at someone, it's like you're literally bypassing and looking over everything else that this person brings just because of, and I find that it's very petty, but again, I don't blame, but a lot of conditioning and also like the way we looked at like men and women back in the day, things are changing now. Like exactly. I love that there's curvy models, and I love that there's like a lot of progression with LGBTQ community. So people are looking at people like humans, souls, and there's
love it.
something beyond this, and so.
But you know what? Like I always find amazing is that it is so easy to get sucked into the superficiality, especially when you are in the industry. You're in Bollywood. You're in and you're an influencer. You're in front of the camera. So how do you kind of stop yourself if you ever feel getting sucked back into the just judging people on looks or judging yourself on looks
or being judged on it? That also is a.
I mean, everyone gets judged. I think that's the other thing that you come to terms with when you're a little bit older. Like, that's just noise. That's not who I am.
That's what.
So and and fortunately, I've had a lot of support on my online platform. So whether it's the community, like I've rarely dealt with any kind of like trolls or anything. So I've been lucky. But and when you truly like found and figured out who you are, then that noise also cuts down. Like even with a lot of women and men, you know, their significant others will say like things like that are not, you know, pleasant under between the lines, and you know, it's like read between the lines, but it's not very prominent. They'll say it in a joke.
Are you sure you want to have this? Yeah, I want the burger.
I want the whole burger. I want 10 of them. Get the hell out of here. And who are you to tell me, right? So that's the other part. So you have to look at that subtle, you know, sarcasm, because it's not healthy. It's not you know, like, you know, we want the society, we want people to tell our women and tell our girls and tell our youth to eat and not be like, don't eat. Because look at how many like young women have this body dysmorphia, body you know, but they're not comfortable, or they want to be like, it's not healthy. Your body is just basically a source, a tool.
So yeah, I think what you said is so absolutely spot on about women and self-love, because I think it's something that sometimes you think it's just a catchphrase, but it is so true. We have to love ourselves as we are, and that's when you attract like the, you know, 100%. Amazing things in your life.
And I think it also comes with a support system. Like, you know what they always say, like a father is a girl's first love, because what your father tells you, it stays with you, you know, and then it's like, that's kind of like your foundation, right? And a lot of I mean, I don't want to go really deep into this, but a lot of girls who have daddy issues attract like very toxic men. So it has to be addressed in like, okay, you know what? This is what is my non-negotiable, and I shouldn't, and I'm not okay with accepting men who make subtle remarks about my body.
No, I know. You won't believe, touch wood to that, and I'm not going to. I've never attracted men like that. Very strange. They're scared. Because from
That's
the day
amazing.
one, I have given the rules, like you crossed this line about my body. You can see a couple of things and get away, but not body. Nothing to do with the body. I always meet people who are always like, you know, it's like, especially I like North Indian guys, right? I always like, so the Punjabi, I had my first boyfriend was like proper Punjabi. And he would always, it was a fun way. So fun, no? Like, you know, like, you know.
You got them meat.
Tandoori chicken and all. And that time I was like, you know, and I was not even this much. I just lost weight for my airlines. I was so much in love, I wouldn't care. But not in a derogatory, because he would say, you're the most beautiful woman, look at you, you know. So I could understand that it's just a very, no, sometimes it's just a catchphrase. And that's the way Punjabis really talk. So we have like, a lot of like,
we call our baby Chotu Motu. That's like,
but there is this subtle line between making jokes and disrespect. I feel like in front of people.
But God bless a woman who draws the boundaries and tells a man that you better not cross this.
No, because it does affect it affects how you see yourself. Because I actually remember that because I was being put down about my weight and stuff, I was actually fine, and I did this landmark thing where they were like, if you think you're overweight, stand up. I stood up, and I was the only one who was actually not. And this is, I'm talking like a few years back, before I even had a kid and everything. So I was actually completely okay. And the other people who stood up were genuinely, not to be mean, but they were genuinely overweight. So people were looking at me like, what is wrong with her? But that
just shows how
that's internal.
And that's when I realized, oh my God, like it makes a difference how you see yourself, no? Because people around you are saying that to you. So it is so important.
It does make a difference. So that's why you have to like also draw a line where like, this is noise. This is not, this has nothing to do. You know what, Anjali, like I'm not gonna, like, you know, when I came to Mumbai, there was a lot of speculation, curiosity around, like, because I have children.
Yes.
I have 2 kids, right? About a mother wanting to pursue her career halfway across the world. And there's a lot of like stigma, judgment, or, I mean, I do get a lot of support, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna take away the good part. A lot of people cheer for me, like, oh, we hope you really make it big, because, you know, you were like raising a family in your 20s and this is your time. But there's a lot of speculation as well. There's a lot of judgment, curiosity, or also why? Why does she need to do this? So that's where it's like, okay, you know, that opinion or that judgment or that, you know, about me has nothing to do with me. It has no reflection of who I am. What I am as a mother and who I am as a mother to my children, it's only between my children and me. Only they can say or make a remark on how what kind of mother I am, you know?
Yeah.
So like that, it applies to everywhere in life, like whether it's a couple, whether it's parents and kids. You know, a lot of people have an opinion. Like Bollywood industry is such a big influence in our life, or Hindi movies. So we always make a remark about like, oh, they broke up because he was this or she was this. And like, what do we know?
No one knows.
That's just our opinion. And that's just our little opinion on what we see on that little social media platform. And we think that we are know-it-all. But, I think it's a good way to kind of just step back and like, you know what, everyone, whether in a relationship, whether, it's a mother, especially we have to be kind to mothers, like there's a lot, they switch 360 degrees for their babies, like whether it's physically, mentally, hormones, we have to be kind to moms and dads. I mean, I have to include fathers too. Parenthood is not...
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
There's so many challenges. And you're right, because people will judge you at every stage, right?
Exactly.
But I absolutely agree with you, because as a mom myself, I've realized people will have so many opinions on motherhood that, a child should be breastfed. If you're feeding your child formula, then you're not being a good mom. If you're like, sleep training them, you're being evil. Or, whatever. Like, people have so many opinions.
I mean, and who comes... Like, honestly, motherhood doesn't come with like a rule book, right? Who is to judge what is a good... I think the whole good mom and good daughter and good wife is such a thrown around concept for just putting pressure on us. Like, really? I think that there's a lot of pressure on men too. I'm not going to just say women. Men are raised in our culture with like a lot of onus on, you have to provide for the family. You have to like, make sure that you're bring in like the money, you bring in this, and you are the leader, and you are the one who wears the pants in the house. Really?
That's really tough also for them, because they're so judged with so judged with the money that they make, and if you're not making enough money, you have a wife that nags, the children are like, we want to go on these expensive holidays, and he feels like a loser.
And it's not fair to him
like
as well.
A beauty standard is equal to a man with money.
100. Oh my God, that hits a nail in the head. True. Like, but then it's also conditioning. We're raised with that, right? So I feel like that, coming to what you said, it's really important to like, take a step back and just be kinder, because mental health is on the rise, right? There's a lot of struggles that people are trying to figure out, why am I struggling with this? And on top of that, if you burden them with your judgments and you should raise your baby like this, and you should raise you should be like that with your wife and your husband, it's none of your business. And how many babies who, like, when they are successful and they're 25 and 30, who asks them, were you breastfed?
Yeah, I know. In the long run, it doesn't matter. At that time, it seems like the biggest thing, right? And I remember I used to tell my sister, like, sometimes even milestones, right? And you're like, my son is not potty trained yet. And my sister was like, so honestly, he will get trained at some point. Have you ever seen like a 10-year-old boy who's not potty trained?
My son himself, like, my son was very late. We went through speech impairment because he started speaking very late. He's done so well in theater. He's in drama school. He speaks well. He was not valedictorian, there's another term, but he spoke in front of his entire class in grade 12 and the parents, and he speaks so profoundly and well. So I'm like, if I ever go back and if I start stressing about that so much, and he's a star athlete, like, I'm not endorsing him. I mean, all mothers do.
No, you can.
And I kind of
brag about
shameless plug.
No, you can brag about your kids. But
exactly. Like, why wouldn't I? I mean, my kids are beautiful and amazing, and if I was hung up on like, oh my God, and this and that, there's roadblocks. All mothers figure it out. Every mother goes through, and and the less you put the burden on her, the faster and easier she'll get on track. So just leave her, and then food and the nutrition and
there's too many opinions on too many things. But you're right. As you get older, you just like, say, screw the noise. I am who I am. This is what I'm doing, and
that comes only with experience and age. But I want to talk about your modeling career, because that's really something that I want to discuss and I want to go into, and also your acting career, because you've come from Canada. So how hard was it to transition, firstly, and what was the level of acceptance in the industry? I'm talking about, not among your friends and things like that, because Bollywood can be quite a gatekeeper also,
and a hard place,
and a hard place to be. Once you there's a lot of equations and dynamics are already made, and it's also that you come from a place where you've got two older children, so that you don't fit in here or you don't fit in there, because again, as you said,
but again, that's also like something that I'd like to take as a challenge of like, really, you don't think I fit in because I'm a mom? Like, that's something that I personally don't think is a limitation.
Yeah.
So they say, be the change you want to make in this world.
Yes.
That's what.
Yeah.
So be the
Gandhi
change you
said
want to
it.
make in this world. So I want to switch that mentality where women are told that you don't fit in because you have older children.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
If I can act, if I can do, and I'm also open to a lot of mom roles. You give me a grandma role, I'll be happy to do it. So there's no.
Listen, I can't picture you as a grandma.
I've done a
but,
role.
yeah, you're an actor. I guess you have to improvise everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, Anupam Kher did a grandpa or a father's role
Saransh.
in his first
Correct.
film. And look at what a great actor he is.
Yeah, right.
So actual actors should not be actually limited. That's true.
Exactly. But that's my thinking.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people will support that because nowadays we have some incredible actors who've come from like small towns and who've come from nowhere and they're incredible on screen. Like Rajkumar Rao and Nawazuddin Siddiqui. Like when I look at these people, and there was this another girl who was in Wake Up Sid. What's her name? Konkona Sen. Right? Like such good actors.
Yeah.
So if you talk about acceptance, this industry it's a tricky industry. So even in Vancouver, where I lived for 20 years, I was consistently auditioning, training to be an actor. I trained with an English, like a Hollywood coach, and I was going to school to learn the craft. I was auditioning. I did Punjabi films as a lead in there.
Yeah.
So the acting is a universal skill, and you can apply the language anywhere.
Yeah.
But here, it's different because it's oversaturated. I mean, Bombay, people come from all over the world, and there's people who don't speak the language. There's people and they want to be actors or models. So it's
the Bollywood.
So you have to really navigate the crowd and find that I want to be hired for this.
Yeah.
But it comes
and
along.
to audition all the time.
All
And
the time.
even the people who are like on even famous people are auditioning.
Yeah.
Like really famous people are auditioning. Like
But the work is still think about how many favorite actors of yours have done a lot of movies. Like Shah Rukh Khan and Salman Khan, they do like maybe one movie in a few years. So there's not a lot of work as well.
Yeah.
But again, you find your sweet spot.
Yeah.
And you
I
have
think
a lot.
OTT has changed things a lot in general. That's what every actor who's come on our show has told us, that at least it's created that many more opportunities for people.
Yeah.
So I think that
there's work. There's work. I mean, you also have to come from a mindset that there's work for me, and I will do a good job.
Yeah.
So
and what's meant for me will
universe
find me,
will
right?
send you the right opportunities. Yeah.
But I also, this is my thinking, that I feel when a person is intelligent, they have a voice. I think where it comes to movies in Bollywood, I was reading this article yesterday. It's very strange. It was by Faridon. You must be knowing. He's And he said why Sara Ali Khan is not getting roles. And the question came why Ananya has overtaken her.
Yeah.
Because in theory, Sara has a voice, Sara is a poet, Sara is very highly educated, Sara Ali Khan has done, she looks like she would do it. But obviously Ananya, Janvi, whoever, all these actresses are, they come across not as smart when they talk. Now, of course, they groom themselves. So why? So the consensus happened that because Sara Ali Khan is so intelligent and she saw this, it's not like Bollywood just takes the intelligence, right? And she's a smart girl.
If anything, if anything,
I think it's a little bit of you get intimidated, right?
People are intimidated by strong women.
I feel like if you're opinionated and if you have an opinion and if you have, they're not necessarily pleased by it.
That's it. That's what I
So
mean.
you have to underplay it. But again, that's a navigation. Like you navigate with the things, and there's not always a time and place to glorify.
Like Haji, you have to do some places, right? Like, okay, you know what? Yeah, y'all are the best. In the mind, you're like, I just want.
You'll never find me doing that. But I'll stay pleasant with everybody. But yes, I will not give my opinion if it's not asked for, especially if my work is on the on the mark. I'll give my opinion here on my podcast and use this as this is what I stand for. But again, if I feel like my boundaries are being crossed, then I will stand up and I will definitely say it. In every industry, I'm not going to say just film industry, there's a lot of things that happen where you don't know, but your morals or your principles could be questioned. And I think that's a very pivotal point where you have to really know that, am I okay to let go of this? And how far am I okay to stretch this? And what do I really want from life? I may get this role, I may get this job, but 10 years down the line, will I be proud of myself? So you have to ask and reflect and really sit down with yourself so you don't feel shitty
later on.
in the long run.
Yeah. No, I know, and we're going to move on to like the fun segments and the games very soon. But I do want to ask you just one thing about like, you know, so many women lose themselves to motherhood, or like, you know, where it's like it becomes your whole life, and then after a while, even if you want to do something else, you're just like, you can't even see yourself as anything else. You're like, I'm just a mom, you know? So how did you kind of break out of that? And what is your advice to any woman who wants to achieve something, but she feels like too many years have gone by, I'm too old?
I think the biggest or the simplest thing that I told myself, and I think I'd like to share this with everyone, is I always tell myself where I have a dream or a desire or something that I feel resonated with or attracted to. I always tell myself, what would I tell my daughter? You know, will I tell my daughter to go for it? 110%. I'll be your biggest cheerleader, go for it.
Yeah.
So then why am I not telling myself? Why am I letting myself stop? You know, so, and I am living my life the way I want. You know, they say kids learn more from parents' action than what they tell them. So I want my daughter to learn that, you know, the world is her oyster and she can do whatever she wants, whenever she wants, as long as she feels she has the control and power over her. So whether she's in her 40s or 50s or 20s, she has my support, and I want her to take the leap of faith.
Yeah, and go after her dreams.
Yeah, so let's hope that every mother and every person listening on this to please support your daughters, because we know what has happened recently in recent times where mothers have not listened and they've not really understood, and they ask their daughters to compromise, settle, whatever. We won't get into that. But don't do that. Your daughter is your first priority, and that's that.
And teach women like the importance to just be financially independent and go after your dreams. I think that has been my biggest learning in my 30s, is that, you know, I wish I realized how important it is, because there is no guarantee. Like, a marriage can break, things can end, and then what? And then you don't want to be stuck. So as a woman, definitely have
you're so talented. Like, you know, when I met her and I talked to her, I felt like she's so deep with knowledge, and, you know, she's educated. And
who are you talking about?
Don't be jelly of my amazing. Don't be jelly of my amazing.
Let's just dismiss this. But when I met her, I felt like she brings so much on the table. She has, you have a son?
I have a son. I have a 7-year-old son.
She has a son, and she's, you know, she's an author. We both are authors. So there is something so like big to take away from this, that, you know, when a woman can be brainwashed that she's not financially capable, like, can you imagine what is the power of brainwashing? Like, I see you guys take over the world, and if there was anything that's limiting us, was just our own
self-belief,
our own mind, actually. Sometimes we're our own worst.
Girl, you're gonna bring so much wealth and generate so much wealth. You're gonna be
like, please do. I also want to have a share
with your friends.
Likewise. I think, you know, and that's what I love, honestly, is that I feel like we're in this age where like women are just rising, and they've been doing it, of course, for years, and there's been the movement. But at this particular time, I just see it so much more. Where it's this whole thing of like, decentralized men, focus on yourself, go after your dreams, you know, nothing is.
And I also feel like, you know, a lot of times there's a question, or there's this thing about feminism where they're like, why would you bash men? No one's bashing men. I feel like men are also under a lot of pressure all the time. But I feel like when you put women in a place where they don't have the same accessibility or privilege or, you know, advantages and resources as men, then they are in a altered situation. Nobody should have that, right? Like, if a mom is telling her daughter to stay in the marriage, then a mom should also tell her son that look after your wife. See what she's really going, you know, what's going on.
Emotional.
You know, and if things are not working, let's come on a platform and, you know, let's not try to demean each other.
Correct. No, so well said.
So this is a lovely journey that you've gone through. You've come from somewhere, now you're continuing your journey and your life journey.
And I'm meeting incredible people.
Yes. So for that journey, we'd like to gift you something.
Oh yes.
Which is which will give
you
a
goodies for you.
A fragrant journey.
Fragrant is also coming, but this is from Afri House. It's your bag.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this is a brand owned by a woman, and she's of course you can. So it's owned by a woman who's also moved from Africa to India to start her brand, and she has these amazing like designs. So we were like, we must get her on.
Can you please tell her thank you? And this is so generous and kind of her. And you guys.
Yay. Oh, and we hope you like it.
Look at that.
For a strong woman like you, it's like
And look at how beautiful she is.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yay.
I really appreciate this.
You're most welcome.
This is gonna come to me to Canada.
Yay. Yeah.
And this,
And
I love her. She is a kid. She's a kid. I love her.
and this is called Scented Journeys.
Yeah.
How original for the journeys ahead. May they be scented. Good sense.
May our journeys always be scented.
Yes.
Thank you.
And we know you are traveling now, so yeah.
Thank you so much.
So that's from Scented
this.
Journeys, and they do like
Thank
these
you,
lovely
Scented
perfumes
Journeys.
for. Actually, the
I
concept
love
is
the
really beautiful.
ribbon.
It's from every part of India, north, south, west, east, and they've taken.
And I love the ribbon
all
too.
the four.
Yes.
It truly
fragrances.
represents India.
Yeah.
So I think this is also
Yeah.
going to come to
Yeah.
Canada with me
Yeah.
because
Yes,
I'm like,
yeah.
sitting here. Thank you, ladies. Very sweet. Thank you.
So now we're going to put your acting and language skills
Oh,
to test.
God.
Ooh. Yeah. So we had a lot of deep conversation. Now we're going to get into the fun bit. But so since you've acted in Punjabi films and of course Hindi also, so we give you popular Bollywood dialogues and you have to tell us what it will be in Punjabi. Okay.
Oh,
This is
what do you
fun.
mean Punjabi?
Yeah, so we'll start with, of course, DDLJ, SRK. She's a big SRK fan.
Who isn't?
Who isn't?
Who
Yeah.
isn't?
Who
So, बड़े बड़े देशों में ऐसे छोटी छोटी बातें होती रहती है, senorita, in Punjabi.
ਵੱਡੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਇਵੇਂ ਵੱਡੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਛੋਟੀ ਛੋਟੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਰਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ
Oh, so sweet. And you said it so sweetly also. Like, no, I said something like, oh.
Yeah,
So
really.
sweet.
SRK will be like, okay, I'm
I
doing the
think-
Punjabi version.
I think SRK needs to do
I
Punjabi.
wish.
Punjabi version. Okay, next dialogue is कितने आदमी थे शोले?
ਕਿੰਨੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਸੀ
कितने बंदे थे?
ਬੰਦੇ I don't know for what reason but yeah
Okay. Okay. Then we'll do Deepika Padukone's dialogue from Om Shanti Om. चुटकी भर सिंदूर एक औरत का शान है चुटकी भर सिंदूर.
you want to say you
You
want
can do the
Punjabi.
act, you can do the act.
एक चुटकी सिंदूर की कीमत तुम क्या जानो रमेश बाबू
But not in Punjabi. Very nice in Hindi, but in Punjabi.
Oh, but this is good.
Yeah.
एक चुटकी सिंदूर ਦੀ ਕੀਮਤ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਜਾਣੋ ਰਮੇਸ਼ ਬਾਬੂ
Amazing, amazing. Everyone cast her in
clap.
all the lead roles right away.
Yes, right. Like
But that was
Kanika,
very well.
Kanika Wadhwa.
Yeah, we put you on the
Thank
spot
you.
and you did very well.
Thank
And now we have
you.
another game.
Yeah, the
which
quick
we'll
one
do. Yeah.
before we wrap up.
Yeah.
There's the red flag, green flag one,
Yes,
right?
yes.
We love doing these red flag, green flag ones, which I'm sure you'll enjoy doing as well.
sure
Yeah.
I love that too
So we'll just give you situations and you just have to say is this a red flag, green flag or soulmate energy.
Yeah. A man who says he's not into labels.
green flag
Okay.
Interesting.
Really?
he's not into labels
Like labels as in like calling you his girlfriend or like
oh
Yeah.
like labels
Yeah.
like some brand labels
No,
No,
but that,
let's like
so
red
both-
flag.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
yeah, the
I thought
green flag
labels
for
are-
that, yeah. Definitely not into labels would be a green flag.
I'm like green, I'm like fashion
Yeah,
labels now.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. Someone who journals every morning.
green flag that's me
Yeah. A guy who posts gym selfies daily.
Ooh.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a red flag
Yeah.
but it's not a green flag either
Yeah.
it's like
A little bit.
yeah
Orange.
Too full of himself.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay. A partner who believes in astrology.
green it's not red like
Yeah,
you know it's
yeah.
either or right so it's green yeah.
Yeah.
Someone who still talks to their ex as friends. Oh, such a red.
She's like, you better
the
say
flag
red
and put it
flag. She's like, I have seen a lot of healthy relationship with exes, so but I'll say red for the most part
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
of course.
not always healthy.
I
Yeah,
Ideally,
yeah. Your ex is your ex. Men who call themselves alpha.
Red flag.
Yeah, please. Let's
You don't want
red
no
forest.
toxic masculinity, and if you're an alpha, I might call you. You don't call yourself that.
Yeah, exactly. That's a red forest.
A person who meditates but has anger issues.
Red flag. Anger issues is red flag.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm gonna negate the meditation.
Yeah.
Like anger issues,
Yeah.
red flag.
Yeah, because if you really work on yourself, you should be able to control your anger,
And
right?
your anger issues shouldn't be an issue for anyone else.
True.
True. This is
You are angry. Deal with it.
Yeah.
This is a guy who says he can fix you. I mean,
Yeah.
Fix you.
Yeah.
Red.
No, just fix yourself.
Go fix
first.
yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
And why would they fix something perfect?
I know exactly. How can you
Women are perfect. Like
Exactly.
yeah.
Absolutely. A man who wants a powerful woman but gets intimidated by one.
Red flag. And I also see a lot of men throwing it around like I want a powerful woman, but
They
yeah.
can't handle it.
Yeah,
They-
red
No,
flag.
they can't. They
Yeah,
can't.
no.
Not at all.
Okay. Last.
Couples who share passwords.
Oh God.
That is like I don't know. That is really
I feel like
tricky.
there shouldn't be a need to share. If there's a need and it's been a perpetual request, it's a red flag.
Yeah.
Because
Like you should be chill with you know.
You can you just say you can have my password. That should be that should
I
be
want to ask you guys so many like red flag, green flags, but then I'm like, okay, I'm not hosting this podcast.
Oh,
but
you
then,
Or you can ask.
I can
okay,
take
great.
it.
Yeah.
You'd be
Okay,
surprised with the different answers you get.
Okay. What about a guy who calls his girlfriend names during during when he gets angry, and then
I was thinking something.
names like you're like mean words, and then apologizes like immediately.
Red flag.
No, it's a red flag. I've realized this because as we were just talking about, I think anger in general, and you should not let a fight get to that level where you're calling each other names. That's something I
You're
truly
right.
believe.
You're
I think
right.
you should just like stop yourself at that moment and don't call each other names, because that stays. No, like even if you
Of
apologize
course,
afterwards, but you will never forget that you called me this and I called you. It gets very
Because in
You're
anger
right.
it does
Gets
come out.
ugly.
Certain
You're right.
truths do come
I have
out.
another one. It could be a little bit longer, but I really want to know your opinion. Somebody, like a lot of guys and a lot of girls, I'm not going to just stereotype guys, a lot of men who are like emotionally, like they don't know how to process emotions, and they do irregular things. Not, I would say mean things, but things that you're like, wow, okay, that's your way of processing emotion. Is that a red flag or a green flag? When you see a man not being able to process emotion.
It's a red flag, I think, because you don't have an excuse in today's day and age, because there is therapy. Therapy exists for this exact reason. I think
True.
it's so easy to work on yourself in today's day and age with all the resources.
True.
So whether it is like taking that spiritual path, or if you don't believe in that and you just go to therapy, even then you will understand your patterns and you'll not.
Yeah, and you won't
so-
repeat
Correct.
them.
That's why they say, like, stop yourself when you're hurt. Fix it. Otherwise, you'll bleed on someone else who's it wasn't even their fault, right? And I
Yeah.
see so many men do that.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I mean. Like anger issues. If you have anger issues, you have
No,
issues.
for me, it's a green flag because I feel like men don't know how to process. They don't want to go for
That-
therapy.
and it's such a thin
and
line.
this
That's why I
kind of
wanna know
an
your
old
opinion.
at the age that we are, we're going to meet men who are not into therapy and all. This
They
therapy
should
shit,
be.
we can't give
Everyone
into
should
these
go,
people.
especially men.
You
In an
can't
ideal
give-
world,
But a man in his 40s and 50s, like we're not brought up. We know the therapy part of it. Men are like, are you crazy? I'm not mad. I'm not going to therapy.
No, but
I'm not wasting money. I'm not wasting my time.
But-
So it's
Yeah.
difficult to get them to process. But
I
think
like
you
that
can.
she has a little bit of more of a compassionate
no,
mindset.
I'm okay because I'll process it for you.
Oh God.
I'll
You're
tell
offering
you
too much. You're
I'll-
offering too much.
I'll tell you what to think about this situation.
Like, I'll tell you what narrative you
that
should
I'll
have
be in
for me.
control.
We've had this conversation. She wants a weak man and she can like control with a leash. So hers is
Yeah,
not the
but that
most.
also, but again, men in their 40s also know who they are.
Yeah.
So if they haven't processed emotion, it's hard to kind of start at 40s, right?
yeah.
Like they're gonna probably have a lingering on.
But then to be confused, so then you can put them on.
No, but I think that is. But
so
if you
easy. Like they're easy to.
Because too much therapy will make them realize that they are not enjoying
then
it.
they say you are toxic. Hey, wait.
You should not get them to that level.
And we should also call us our own toxic parents.
Yeah, they'll therapist ask them. They'll be like, actually, you're the problem. So like, we don't want that. We don't want two self-aware men also.
Exactly. We
That
do the thin
explains
line. We
my
just want
point.
this much awareness and we call it
That's
right.
it. Yeah. Okay,
Very
but I
awesome.
think we should end it at this note because
Thank
of course
you.
we can keep chatting. But I think we've had a really fun conversation. I hope you've
Absolutely.
enjoyed your time here.
I thoroughly
Yeah.
enjoyed. I think it was so insightful, fun.
Thank you so much, Kanika. Best of luck for everything, personally,
you.
professionally, spiritually.
Thank you,
Yes.
thank you guys. You guys are such incredible energy. I feel so light. I feel like all the weight has kind of like
Yay.
evaporated with this
Wow.
conversation. So I bless
Yeah.
you with all
It was
the
great having you.
abundance.
It's always
and
nice to
light.
have gorgeous woman on the show.
We still have to make a reel, okay?
yeah, absolutely. No, it's true. It's really true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd
Thank
really
you.
love to have that.
Thank you, ladies,
you.
and we'll see you soon.
Yay.
Thanks.